I'm Caitlin McDaniel with Gaiety. It's so great to see you both.
Gays.
Hi. The gays.
I love the gays.
Me too. My favorite girlfriends right here.
Look at us.
So wonderful to see you
So
both.
good to see you.
Welcome to season 2.
Thank you.
Crazy.
I'm so excited. You both look fabulous.
Thank you. You do too.
Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to start. We're in a new season at KISS, new school year.
Yes.
For your characters, what do you think their favorite class this season would be?
Oh, Kitty has a new class that's like music management, and that I feel like, I mean, it has its drama within it for sure, but I feel like she likes it. I feel like she definitely, we get to see her in that class the most. So I'm gonna take the agency to say she's enjoying it. She has fun.
Yeah.
I'd say for Q, it's definitely track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as a class, but I don't.
PE.
Yeah,
Gym,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't consider him an academic per se. So I would say track for sure. He gets a lot of fun out of that.
Absolutely. And I love the story arcs that go on this season, especially Anna, for you with Kitty. I mean, she has such growth, and she's going from being a matchmaker to figuring herself out, and her sexuality, of course. So can you just talk a little bit about how fun that is exploring?
Yeah, I think it's so special to see Kitty in a space this season where she feels like she has a stronger sense of who she is. And season 1, there was that whole beautiful journey of coming to the realization of her sexuality and exploring that for the first time, versus this season, she's pretty comfortable with it, and she's getting to actually, like, be that person in the world and be proud of it and explore it, like, in a much more real way instead of, like, in her own heart and her own mind. I think that's really cool to see. And, like, her first girl date and first, like, all of those first are happening for her, and it's very special to see that she's proud of it. And Kitty's always been very fearless in that way, which is so fun to get to explore.
I can't wait for everyone to see. Like, there's just so much that's going to happen. Going over to you, Anthony, with Q. I mean, he's always going from school to boys, and I love watching what he's going to do next. But I also do love that we get to kind of see him, like, in a queer scene, especially this season. So can you just talk a little bit about what you love seeing him do this season?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love the thing that I love about Q is that he's always been very comfortable in his own skin. Like, I don't think he struggles at all with his identity, and that's what's really cool about seeing a character like that on TV, and getting to be more comfortable in that and, like, go on this journey with Kitty as well. Like, it is really cool to see how he kind of, I don't know, like, takes her under his wing in a way. Like, I think that's what makes playing Q so fun, like, kind of living vicariously, because he's already done all of this, experienced it all. So it's, like, cool to see him do that with Kitty, and also, like you said, with the queer scene and, like, being in that space, and, like, how even more so he lets loose, and, like, it was just, like, such a fun episode. I feel like that was the best. I really enjoy that part of playing Q for sure.
And you two are amazing best friends on this show. I love seeing how, like, reliant you can be on each other. So can you just talk a little bit about your first impressions of each other in real life, and then how it's grown, like, your friendship?
Oh my
I'm trying
god.
to think of the first time we met.
It was outside of the hotel.
It was.
I was walking out of it,
Yes,
and you were
I was
driving
coming in,
and
yes.
you, like, came out of the van, like, slid the door open, and you're like,
Anthony.
"You're Anthony," and I'm like, "You're Anna." And, like,
Yes.
we had only just met over Zoom for, like, the chemistry reads before that, so that was, like, our first time really meeting. And I just remember you, like, embraced me in this biggest hug ever, and I just remember thinking, this girl is so sweet and so genuine. Like, you don't really get that a lot in this industry sometimes. So
It literally reminds me of, like, when Kitty comes out of the car in episode 1.
Yeah.
And, like, it was like that. Like, it was like the jump to each other and, like, the little, like, tippy taps of dancing. And like, oh, this is happening. I can't believe you're out here. It was, like, literally that scene in real life.
Yeah.
Like, the excitement was so real, and, like, yeah, getting to be like, we're about to start this crazy adventure together, and, like, we get to experience this wild thing side by side was, like, such a special moment.
it really was.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we get to see that in season 2 too, like, right at the beginning. So I love
I think that's what she was referencing.
Yeah, of
For
that.
sure.
Just
Like, it was such
amazing.
a parallel.
Yeah, totally.
I love that so much. And I also feel like, obviously, Kitty's trying to find about more of her mother. And this time she gets a little more like sleuthing. Like it's really getting into the clues. So how do you both feel about solving mysteries? Do you think you're good or
I think I'm pretty good at sleuthing.
I feel like I would trust you. Like I would trust you to help.
I can put my FBI hat on and like figure some stuff out. I'm good at finding information, I think.
Yes, I think I would go to you if I needed help for that. I would just get too nervous. Like I would get very stressed and be like, no, like I'm doing, like I would be too guilty. I don't think I would be someone you need for a sleuth.
I feel like I could do like an Instagram sleuthing, but that's
that part. Yeah,
you know,
totally.
right? Like a little.
I could get in my car and follow someone if need be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll call you up.
Let me know.
Exactly,
Let me know.
I wanted to start just, it's a new season at KISS. So for your character, what class do you think is their favorite this semester?
Oh,
I feel like it might be obvious.
Mine's definitely gonna be art class. She doesn't care about anything but the art. Yeah.
What is Yuri's favorite class? Maybe music. Music.
Yeah. And that's definitely strong this semester too. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much related to music this season. Yeah.
And I love the dynamic that we get to see more of this season between your two characters. But I wanted to ask you your first impressions of each other when you first met in real life and how that's kind of changed as you've gotten to know each other now.
I feel like my first impression of you tracks. Like, I thought as soon as I met her, I was like a person that like is very light, like very bright energy, very like sun energy. And I think even more now where I'm like, oh, this person is like the light of people's lives, you know? So I'm like, I feel like it was like pretty accurate. I was like, she's so nice. She's so kind.
Oh, well, I had the exact same impression of her because we met at the hotel lobby, right? And we were already kind of in a group, cast members, and then Regan joined, and then she was just like there's nothing, like literally 0% bad vibe from a person, Like sometimes you meet someone and you can like 70%, 30% maybe, but then there was like 0, and she's just like pure and good, and she just walks in and she's like as soon as she walks in there's like no awkwardness, even though we all just met for the first time, and she was walking into a group which can be intimidating, but she was just so like easy and so flowy with us that I was like, oh, this person's gonna be great to work with. I was excited. Yeah.
I love that. And Regan, it's Juliana. She's coming into KISS and she's kind of trying to find her place. So can you talk a little bit about how she's adjusting?
Man, she was gone. She's back. I think she's trying her best. There are some things that get thrown in her world that she's probably not expecting. But she's navigating it the best she can. It's hard, they're kids. This is their first time doing everything. They have no reference point. So I think like for her, it's like sometimes she may slip up with certain things at KISS, but other times she's like, I'm genuinely trying my best. But I'm happy she's back. I'm happy that she gets to be like with all the friends and like with everybody and like be back in the mix. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love, too, that we get to see more of, like, this queer scene. There's a part, where you even go out and see other people. So, Gia, could you talk a little bit about, like, how fun that was to film?
Honestly, like we were talking about earlier, I think it's really special, especially having this, like, shooting it in Korea as well. And I've said this throughout season 1 too, but having a queer love line or love story be shown in such a big, globally acclaimed or accessible show on a major streaming platform, and it's set in Korea, where I feel like still a lot more representation can be had, a lot more. In that space, I feel like it's very, very meaningful, and the fact that we were at an actual gay club in Korea shooting that as well was really meaningful too, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I just, to close this off, I have to talk about the fashion because it's really amazing. I mean, I love your outfit even today, but could you both just talk a little bit about the fashion on the show?
Oh, her outfits on the show, I want them all. Every time she would walk out, I was like, great, okay, all right.
You have such cool outfits for everything.
I feel like
this
season I was like, we're finding the groove. But like you from first season to second season, I'm like back to back to back. you walk out in like the best looks. Where I'm like, this is unfair.
No, what? No, Juliana has the coolest looks because she's like the artist, you know. So they're always throwing all of the funky stuff on her as well.
I would say our couple in the show have the superior looks.
Yes.
We eat down.
Oh yeah. When they walk in,
And it
I'm
tracks.
like, oh yeah.
They're like, let's put the two lesbians on the show. This lesbian couple in the best stuff. I'm like, thank you.
It's what they deserve. So just to start us out, we're in a new semester at KISS. So can you tell me what you think your character's favorite class is this semester?
If you see the show, you'll know, but definitely for Dae, it's advanced voice because that's like one of the main thing that's in Dae's head for season 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, yeah, towards a similar, can't remember the specific class. But like, it was like the whole,
businessman.
yeah, like this, business management, artist carrying manager sort of class. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, he was, was really, he was quite flexible, and he didn't have a hard time doing it because of his, I don't know, like family trait, I guess.
Yeah, and
From
like
his dad's side.
I feel like Min Ho wasn't interested
Yeah,
that
but
much
yeah,
at first.
he wasn't interested, or he wasn't really into it, but then he was just naturally talented, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then like you got hyped for your father,
Basically.
and then you start to love.
Mm.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some new classes this semester, some new tricks that we get to see. And you two, your characters are best friends on the show, but there was kind of some tension last season. So can you talk a little bit about that friendship and what we're going to see from them this time?
Well, that's like not even attention. That's like no, that's just like a
You pushed me against the wall. Like.
Yeah, there was tension.
But like in this season, there's even more. That was just like a teaser.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That was only like, I would say nothing compared to what's coming next. Is it? Okay, fair enough.
And
All right.
even because of that, like it gets even worse because they thought, like you feel dumb when you
Don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And someone's just.
and he
yeah.
did forgive Minho,
But,
and then
yeah.
turns out like
But you know what? Anyways, like I think overall, like because there were some collisions between Dae and Min Ho, as everyone who's been through those relationships, like fighting with your best friend or with your lover or your family members, whatever, it just gets better. Like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
True.
Basically, yeah.
better and deeper.
Basically, yeah.
I love those two takeaways. Like, it's like you ain't seen nothing yet. There's more to come. And then what
Yeah.
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Basically.
Is what we're going to see this season. And Sang-Han, I wanted to go to you just kind of about that finale of last season and filming that airport scene. Can you talk just a little bit about what was going through your mind when you were filming that scene?
I think I really try to touch in to Minho's true feelings and portray it as much as I can on screen. But it was sort of fun as well because I had to think about, obviously, my sort of memory or that little moment where I had to like say my true feelings to my lover for the first time. So it was that touching moment, and going through my memories was really great. Yeah.